Hello everyone, welcome to my channel B&B CBS Gossip 24. Does Thomas get nervous at Liam and Hope's wedding? According to previews on The Bold and the Beautiful, Thomas Forrester might lose it over Liam Spencer and Hope Logan's wedding. As Hope and Liam are ready to get married, will Thomas experience a potentially fatal mental health setback? He was clearly quite upset when Thomas and Paris Buckingham broke off their engagement. After Hope was unable to commit to marriage, Thomas was meant to go to Paris, but that clearly didn't work out. Thomas told Ridge Forrester that he felt adrift in his career and personal life. Thomas isn't creatively content without a project to focus on, in addition to his Paris split. When Thomas receives details about the new course that revitalized Hope for the Future is taking, it can hurt. Thomas could miss the times when he was the designer who made Hope's idea a reality. Instead, Hope's team members, including Deke Sharp, Harrison Cohn, are doing the work. Since losing Paris, witnessing Ridge Forrester shatter Taylor Hayes' heart, and being kicked out of HFTF, Thomas could feel like he's been hit hard. However, Hope and Liam's impending nuptials could deal the most blow. It appears like Hope will accept Liam's engagement ring and consent to remarrying him. Fans of B&B will remember Hope's hesitation to accept Thomas's own marriage proposal. Hope simply was unable to commit to Thomas to that degree, even if he made numerous attempts to win her over. The fact that Hope wore Thomas' ring on a chain around her neck speaks something about the state of limbo they found themselves in. It might push Thomas over the line once Hope starts organizing their wedding and places Liam's ring on her finger. Keep an eye out to see whether Thomas would disrupt the ceremony or cause other mayhem, because this could lead to his return and eventual collapse. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Thomas may find the news of Hope and Liam's wedding difficult, so we'll monitor his response. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, we now know why the romantic triangle involving Hope Logan, Liam Spencer, and Steffy Forrester is definitely over, at least for the time being. 4 years, Steffy and Hope fought over Liam, who vacillated between them more times than we can remember. The addition of John Finnegan as Steffy's romantic interest was beneficial, but B&B has occasionally played with viewers' emotions by emphasizing Liam's close bond with her. Thankfully, it appears like the show is putting an end to any romantic feelings that could exist between Steffy and Liam. As Kelly Spencer's parents, Liam and Steffy will always be associated, but now that Liam is putting all of his effort into Hope, their relationship should be amicable. Scott Clifton was recently interviewed by Daytime Confidential on the Daytime Emmys red carpet, which raised some concerns over Liam and Hope's impending reunion. It is evident that they are moving in that way. They are figuring out how to get back together. And I firmly believe that it will last this time, at least for a considerable amount of time, Clifton added. You can never say never on a soap opera, of course, but it's obvious that the Hope, Liam, and Steffy love triangle won't be returning anytime soon. The fact that even Clifton thinks Liam and Hope will succeed this time is fantastic news. Clifton discussed both characters' journeys, as well as their realizations, lessons learnt, and changes in priorities. Let's hope that Hope and Liam have changed sufficiently from their last relationship to be able to provide one another with what they require. Since the fictitious tumor crisis truly rocked Liam and Hope, they've come to realize that nothing is ever taken for granted, particularly when it comes to their family with Beth Spencer. We'll keep you updated on what's happening with Hope and Liam because, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, it's almost time to reunite that family and fulfill Beth's goal of having her parents together again. A sketchpad with a half-drawn frock with crisp but incomplete lines is open in front of Hope Logan as she stands by herself. She sighs after staring at it. Hope. Every narrative has a conclusion. She doesn't answer when her phone buzzes and she sees a message from Liam saying, "We should talk." Rather, she grabs her handbag and shuts the sketchbook. Hope. Stop chatting. It's time to experience something different. Below the renowned deck, waves roar. With her arms encircling her, Steffy Forrester stands gazing out at the ocean. With a reassuring hand on her shoulder, Finn joins her. And, all morning, you have remained silent. Steffy. Hope sent a message. She desires to see me. And, that's not out of the ordinary. Steffy. Not unless you are familiar with our past. Finn brushes a lock of hair out of her face and smiles softly. And, you've gained strength. She is, too. Perhaps this isn't another triangular round. Steffy. After then, it might be over. Hope walks in gently, wearing jeans, a white blouse, and no expensive armor. Through open windows, the sound of the waves can be heard. Steffi. I hope. Enter. I hope. Regards. Two women who have been in love with the same man for an excessive amount of time are what they represent. Steffi. I assumed you were done with this and had moved on. Hope. Yes, I am. I came for that reason. Steffi points at the couch. Hope sits and gathers courage while twitching a little. I hope. For years, we have let one guy to define who we are, what we stand for, and who we love. However, this morning when I woke up, I realized that I was no longer struggling. Steffi. I'm not either. Surprised, Hope looks up. I hope. That's what you mean? Steffi. Finn is with me. My relatives. I'm at peace. I don't want to compete with anyone anymore, including you. The ensuing quiet is liberating rather than anxious. Hope, silently. Then perhaps it's time for us to stop depending on Liam to keep us connected. Steffi nods. Never was he a bridge. He was a wall. The two women exchange a knowing little smile. Sitting at his workstation, Liam Spencer looks through an album of candid photos of him with Steffi, Hope, and their kids. He sighs and shuts it. Bringing 2 coffees, Bill Spencer walks in. Gruff Bill. You appear to be a man in the midst of a heartbreaking vehicle accident. Liam, with a partial smile. It's not too far away. Bill. Who is it that you are tormenting yourself over today, then? Liam. That's the problem. Not for the first time. Bill furrows his brow. Liam. I've spent a lot of time attempting to mend everything, including my personal mess, Steffi's heart, and Hope's trust. I did it out of remorse, even though I thought it was love. Bill. The distinction is finally becoming clear to you. Liam. I can't continue to ask 2 amazing women to bear my uncertainty. I have harmed both of them. Bill. What will you do about it, then? Liam, after a protracted silence. Give them up. This time, for real. With a rare flash of pride in his eyes, Bill nods. Bill. Then, kid, perhaps you're finally maturing. Hope stops by the reflecting pool as she strolls around the gardens outside of Forrester. Beneath the surface, her reflection gleams. Liam. I hope. She spins around. Although worried, Liam is more composed than she has seen him in months as he stands a few feet away with his car keys. I hope. You located me. Liam. I usually do. Doesn't it seem to be the issue? Their smiles are bittersweet. I hope. Even when we shouldn't, we keep running into one another. Liam. And the instant we do, we continue to lose each other. His voice is quiet as he approaches. Liam. Today, I saw Steffi. Hope. I did, too. Liam. I told her that I was done chasing ghosts, and I'm telling you this now. I hope. I am, too. 2 individuals who once shone brightly but are now merely blazing with remembrance stand silently. Hope. Liam, you will always be a part of my tale. Not my ending, though. Liam. Perhaps that is the way things are meant to be. He extends his hand. She accepts it. Like old friends bidding each other farewell, they shake formally and softly. Once more, Steffi is standing at the window, observing the moonlight dancing over the waves. Silently, Finn walks in and puts his arms around her. And how was Hope's experience? Steffi. Better than I thought. Worse than I had anticipated. And interpretation? Steffi. We've stopped arguing about Liam. Permanently. With a wave of relief, Finn smiles. And after that, you'll be able to breathe normally. Steffi. Perhaps we can all. There was a knock on the door. Liam is standing there when Steffi opens it. He is accompanied with a tentative but serene Hope. Steffi. You too? Liam. We concluded that this was the beginning. We may as well stop here. Steffi moves out of the way. With the moon shining brightly over the ocean, the 3 make their way onto the deck. Liam. I've been the indecisive person for far too long. Tonight is the last day of that. Steffi. For you, we have already made a decision. Hope nods and gives a small smile. I hope. No more tug-of-war. No more feeling envious. Simply put, I'm grateful for what we discussed. Liam. I also apologize for the things I broke. They all stand together for a minute, silent and thoughtful. The waves below clatter softly, like a sentence's final punctuation. Steffi, silently. Perhaps we weren't supposed to make a decision. Perhaps we were destined to develop. I hope. Then perhaps we did at last. With appreciation in his eyes, Liam glances at both women. Liam. Hope, goodbye. Steffi, goodbye. He descends the stairs in the direction of his vehicle. This time, the two women watch him leave with composure rather than sorrow. Endings and beginnings is the montage. A sequence of cross-cut images is emphasized by a soft piano. Back at her design studio, Hope is completing the sketch she left unfinished. She signs it with a flair this time. Liam, barefoot strolling along the Malibu shoreline, leaving footsteps that eventually disappear due to the surf. Steffi, sitting on the couch with Finn and the children, laughing really and unrestrainedly, the burden lifted. Warm and final, the music swells. The room is filled with sunlight as Hope arrives early. Her completed sketch is pinned to the inspiration board. She writes in black ink on a quote card that hangs next to it. Love is sometimes more about who you become than who you end up with. With a small smile, she takes a step back. Extension Malibu Beach, early AM. Liam watches the sunrise while sipping coffee on a rock. Hope has left him the message, "Be happy," on his buzzing phone. In response, he types, "You too." As he watches the light stretch across the horizon, he puts the phone in his pocket. There is no card, just a little arrangement of white flowers as Steffi opens the door. Guessing who sent it, she smiles. Finn, OS. From whom are those? Steffi. No one is important anymore. Finn gives her a cheek kiss. The world and the triangle are left outside when she shuts the door. At various periods of the day, Hope, Steffi, and Liam each make an appearance independently while looking out over Los Angeles, the city of love, dreams, and perpetual change. They all don't talk. Each smiles quietly of their own. The sky appears light, expansive, and limitless as the camera moves upward. The evening's brilliant hosts, Steffi and Rich, are in the middle. In a white silk gown, Hope glides through the crowd with ease and consideration. Liam hovers close by, his tux immaculate, his gaze silently pursuing her. Raising his glass, Rich. This evening is about hearts, not just style or luck. And there are enough of those in this room. Steffi smiles next to him as the applause echoes. Steffi. We're honoring the ingenuity, tenacity, and kindness that define the Forrester Creations family. Rich. Enjoy your drink, dance, and never forget that the true magic lies beyond the attire. Rhythm. It's in the individuals who don them. The music rises as the audience cheers. Beautiful, eloquent, and wearing a crimson gown, Electra poses for photographers. Flashes burst. Remy shows up behind her in a fitted midnight suit, cool and self-assured. The beat between them was strained. Electra, low. I was surprised to see you here. Remy. Did you not anticipate that I would miss the night your career was saved by my designs? Electra, smiling coldly. If you mean outshine by save. The moment is captured by a photographer, a flurry of competition masquerading as decorum. Remy, muttered to himself. Be careful, Electra. Dark shadows are cast by bright lights. Electra. I also look amazing in both. Like two predators circling the same prey, they glide past one another. Int. Ballroom after. Hope and STFFY talk close to the stage. On the surface, both appear composed, kind, and truly at ease. Steffi. Hope, you look amazing. Hope, with a smile. You as well. And I'm grateful that you made this about something greater than ourselves. Steffi. Perhaps we've all finally realized what's important. Genuine progress. They clink glasses. Liam, across the room, observes them with obvious anxiety. He fumbles with a tiny velvet box in his pocket. A ring sparkles on his palm as he says, close up. Liam. This is the night. Don't wait any longer. No more hypothetical scenarios. The music fades away. Below, the city is illuminated. Deacon is standing by himself, thinking deeply as he looks into his champagne glass. Beside him, Taylor emerges in silence, dressed elegantly in navy satin. Taylor, calm. You appear to be a man who is troubled by more than just bubbles. With a half smile, Deacon. I'm beginning to believe that redemption is a dynamic concept. Taylor. Here you are, however, at a Forrester event. That is advancement. Deacon. You always manage to find the positive side of lost causes. They both chuckle quietly. Taylor. Lost causes can occasionally reunite. Their slow, warm, charged eyes contact. Deacon, gently. Do you ever consider what could have been? Taylor. No therapist is foolish enough to respond to that. He doesn't look away, but she does. Electra is a picture of calmness, almost too calm, as she applies lipstick while standing in front of a mirror. Remy walks in with a clipboard and a tense face. Remy, clipped. The display gowns were switched. Electra, without harm. Did I? Remy, there were so many gowns. Simple error. Remy. The purpose of your cue is to end the performance, not to start it. Smiling, Electra. The audience might then remember me first. Remy, low. Your career is being played with. Electra, cools, turns. You're referring to yours. Years of antagonism condensed into a single breath as their eyes meet. Remy, caution. Electra, don't make this a scandal. Not this evening. Electra. Then don't take center stage. Her robe flows like fire as she glides by him. As Remy watches her leave, his rage gives way to disappointment and possibly even hurt. As the audience calms down, Steffi and Ridge whisper to the production crew. Unaware that Liam is behind her, with a ring box in his pocket and courage growing every second, Hope stands next to the platform, looking for him. Steffi, to Ridge. Electra is going to begin. After that, Hope's collection, correct? Ridge. Unless someone changes it again, that is the plan. They exchange knowing glances. Deep, sweeping beats of music surge. First up is Electra's line, which is edgy, smart, and unquestionably captivating. She smirks from the wings, aware that she is the star of the show, as the cameras flash. Remy tightens his jaw as he observes from the shadows. Then, catastrophe. Mid-walk, the final model's gown, which was his creation, rips across the bodice. The crowd lets out a gasp. The stagehand. The wardrobe is broken. Electra smirks, but it falters. She looks at Remy, who has already entered the stage and is coolly taking off his jacket to conceal the model's shoulders. Remy, steady, to the audience. Perfection is not the goal of true design. It's about having guts. Beat, little smile. Additionally, improvisation is sometimes a sign of confidence. Applause breaks out a Forrester-caliber save. Electra's calm exterior belies her raging rage. Electra. I looked foolish because of you. Remy. No, you were the one who did that. Electra. Do you consider yourself a hero? I was humiliated by you. Remy. Electra, you ruined your own program. I simply picked up the fragments. She takes the clipboard away from him. Anger and old passion combine dangerously for a breathless moment, inches apart. Electra. Didn't you have to fix me every time? Remy, gently. No. All I wanted was for you to quit hurting yourself. Heat flickers as they look at one another. Then, abruptly conscious of the closeness, Electra takes a step back and gathers herself. Electra, cold. You are no longer allowed to speak to me in that manner. Her heels reverberating down the backstage hall, she turns and rushes out. Remy sighs as he watches her leave, his face showing signs of grief and despair. Taylor and Deacon are now seated together, away from the audience. As they nurse glasses of champagne, a gentle chuckle drifts between them. Deacon. We always wind up in the corners of rooms, have you noticed? Taylor, joking. For some of us, silence is better than mayhem. Deacon. But here we are, encircled by it. He points to the glistening mayhem, which includes the lights, the journalists, and the social bustle. Something softer replaces Taylor's smile as it wanes a little. Taylor. Perhaps all we're doing is attempting to feel seen once more. Deacon's face changes to one of rawness and openness. Deacon. In an attempt to feel that way, I've done a lot of horrible things. Harmed those who were entitled to better. Taylor. Perhaps you've finally found someone who still notices you. Quiet. They both sense the tug that neither of them anticipated. Deacon. Taylor. She looks at him with recognition rather than fear. The kind of silent bond formed by mutual remorse. They touch hands. A rhythm. Then he leans forward, slowly, unavoidably. He is not stopped by her. When their lips connect, years of loneliness melt away in a quick, soft kiss.